Be out in this world. And just wanted to bring you up to date on a couple of, actually, three wonderful opportunities that we have in the next few days to keep you informed and aware of what's going on in our world as it relates to Bible prophecy. And the first is I invite you to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time for the lineup right here on my Facebook page or YouTube, whichever you may be watching this on. And also, this Saturday morning at 10 a.m., again, Pacific time, myself, Amir Sarfati, Jan Markell, and Pastor Mike Olay will be holding another roundup session talking about Bible prophecy. And our subject this week is the silent pulpit. And we're going to look at what the Bible has to say about silence from those who ought to be speaking the loudest in these last days. And is there a problem out there? What is the reason for so many who are not responding to what's happening in the world or informing their congregations and the why of it and the danger of it and the warnings the Bible has to say about it? So join us this Saturday morning again for another roundtable. Again, 10 a.m. Pacific. You can find that on the Behold Israel platforms, either Facebook or YouTube. You can find it on my YouTube and Facebook page as well. And we'll be talking about this very pressing subject. And as Amir, Mike, and I travel, and Jan as well, one of the most common questions that we get asked is, or statements that are made, I should say, is nobody's teaching Bible prophecy. We can't ever find a church that, one, is teaching the Bible, and second, that is teaching a Bible prophecy. Now, we know that there are good and faithful teachers out there. There's no question about that, and you'll find them all over the world, but they seem to be a rarity in these last days. And the last thing I want to keep you informed of that I'd like to draw your attention to is this Sunday's message. You can go and watch on cctustin.org, or you can watch Facebook Live, and we later post it to YouTube. But on Sunday live, 7:45 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, also at cctustin.org. You can tune in for a message that I have titled Prophecy Perplexities. And what we're going to do is take a look at some of the commonly asked questions and even some of the comments that we often see over in the chat rooms when we're doing something live, and a lot of areas of confusion. And we're going to address those. We're kind of in between books at the church, and we just finished up a wonderful study in Philippians. Still, I thought we were going to First Thessalonians, but I'm thinking maybe we're going to do Colossians and not skip it after all. It does have many parallels to the book of Galatians, but there's some wonderful stuff there. So anyway, in this break, we're going to pause for a moment and talk about some of these things that could use some clarity. And the subjects we'll be discussing is things like the last trumpet. I see continually on social media somebody saying, well, the rapture happens at the last of the seven trumpets of the tribulation. Is that right or not? And we'll discuss that and I think find some biblical clarity. And again, these aren't matters of opinion. We're going to do our very best to let the Bible speak for itself and address these issues. So again, that's this Sunday morning, cctustin.org or Facebook live on my page. We're also going to talk about the potential timing of the rapture. I mean, we don't know the day or the hour. Nobody's goofy enough to predict that, at least in the circle of people that I associate with. I think everybody well understands no one knows the day or the hour, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing that we can know about the proximity of the rapture of the church or meeting the Lord in the air. After all, when Jesus said, no man knows the day or the hour in the Olivet Discourse, he followed it with a very detailed description about what it's going to be like when it's time for that, as well as the 70th week of Daniel, other things we see in the Olivet Discourse. We're going to talk a little about the Isaiah 17:1 prophecy, which is a question that comes up all the time. Has it happened in the past? Was it fulfilled by Sennacherib, or is it yet future? And when is that going to take place? And roughly what can we know about it? So we'll talk about that as well. And then our final subject will be, well, I shouldn't say our final subject, another subject will be the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war scenario. What's happening in Ukraine right now? Has it got anything to do with it? What should we expect? What is the church going to see? We're going to talk about all of these kind of questions on Sundays. So once again, just wanted to bring you up to speed on what is happening out there to keep you informed. Tonight, join us 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time right here or on YouTube for the lineup as we look at the Bible prophecy and the news and how they relate to one another. We've got some interesting stories that I think you'll find noteworthy here this evening. And then Saturday morning, 10 a.m., again, Pacific Daylight Savings Time, Prophecy Roundtable with Jan Markell, Amir Sarfati, Michael Lay, and myself. And then Sunday morning, Prophecy Perplexities, as we'll look at some of the questions that often create confusion and try and bring some clarity to them. So, 3 chances for you to be informed and updated on what's going on in our world. And as always, on each of these 3, we will use the Bible. Not opinion, not sensationalism, or anything else along those lines. We will use the Bible to find our clarity. So that's it. I just wanted to bring you up to speed on these things. And please make sure you tune in. And I would also ask, especially those of you who are sharing on Facebook, please share this, or watching on Facebook, please share this. Again, my page is heavily restricted. And if you don't share it, people won't see it. And I'd like for as many people as possible to be able to take advantage of these opportunities we have coming up over the next few days. So once again, that's it for me, Barry Stagner. We'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time on the lineup. God bless you.